I think the worst part when you get involved with someone, see, a lot of people think it's the heartbreak or the betrayal or the lies. Nope. You see, lies can happen at any instant. Betrayal can happen at any instant, and you don't need motivation for it necessarily. Someone can go out there and cheat, stab you in the back, cover up a secret. And it's simple. The worst problem is when you make memories. The lies aren't the problem. The lies don't hurt the most. Getting cheated on doesn't hurt the most. The backstabbing doesn't hurt the most. It's the time up until it happens. The time that draws closer to when the inevitable end happens is the problem. You see, maybe I'm hung up on an ex-queen of mine when I shouldn't be. Maybe I'm hung up on a lot of the friends I had that stabbed me in the back. Maybe I'm hung up on several exes I shouldn't be. Maybe I'm hung up on my mother choosing my alcoholic stepfather over me. Maybe I'm hung up on the wrong things, the wrong people. But what's the counter antidote for broken memories? Closure. See, I didn't have closure with Amber, because that bitch talked about all the time she would drive up here when I needed her, but she won't do it for closure after she cheated. Maybe I had closure if a lot of friends didn't end up dead or in jail by their mistakes before talking to me. Maybe I'm hung up on the wrong people, on the wrong events. You see, maybe I'll forever be tormented by certain places, by certain faces, by certain words, because some people couldn't do the right thing and cut the line face to face. I had to live with the false impression that I was going to sleep on the phone with a woman that loved me when it was a lie. See, I took Amber, amongst many other people, to my hometown of Vegas. They met my family. They met my friends. They seen places that tormented me. They've been to places that haunted me. I showed them the nightlife. I showed them my city. I showed them my work. And they spit on it. And normally I think, yeah, there's two people at fault because it's me we're talking about. But everywhere we went, we were equal in everyone's eyes. That was up until I tell people what happened and people still stuck by my side. Which means Amber was good enough to brainwash me into thinking she was a queen. See, I should have went with my gut, but I didn't. So my mistake in it is simply trusting my heart, not my gut. But now look at the aftermath. She is back doing drugs, being herself, with an ex-druggie who just got out of prison, trying to take care of her 3 grown kids, trying not to let the past happen, trying to protect her grandbabies before they end up in the ground because of their family's negligence. But no. See, maybe I'm being too nice, or maybe I've been too harsh about this. But you see, if it was a simple few dates, and then she became a whore, I could live with myself. The problem is, I gave more than I should to a bitch who didn't deserve any of it. She knows where I was born. She's seen the wastelands I came from. She's been to those casinos in Vegas. She's seen the aqueducts I lived in. She's been to where I worked. She's met family. She's met my God family. She's met my God siblings. Everyone looked up to her and said how lucky I was, only for what to happen. Amber, I never said I wasn't a bad person. I warned you time and time again my behaviors were eventually going to drive you away. And then what happened? But what'd you do? You decided to put on your big woman undies and try to make me a villain. The last words you told Jack was to go fuck off. Because you could talk to everyone beneath me, but you couldn't have the ability to, you and your Rusty, get in your truck and drive here and talk to me face to face. Any other time I'd be civil. But this is the case where Amber, if you dared to try to get closure, let me tell you this is going to work and why it's going to work out how it's going to. You're going to get in that truck of yours that still has my scent on it, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not. You are going to drive 7 hours because I wasted a year and a half of mine, so you can waste 7 more hours. You can get in here. You're going to tell me what the problem is, or what you believe the problem is. Then I'm going to tell you to fuck right off because you're a year and a half too late. Then I'm going to drag that man-boy toy of yours into the cage. I'm going to have him wrap his hands. And I'm going to beat him like it's the jail yard. I'm going to set the 5-minute timer to see if he can go. Because if he can't last 5 minutes with me, I guess I know who's the real man. But you see, because look at the evolution of everything. You have shown your actions. You never stood up for me because you pitied me. You never stood up for me because you were secretly lying to me the whole time. You and your fucking mom with the Ouija board. That old cow had to go to a Ouija board to talk shit about me. But you were secretly on her side. So you were lying to me the entire time. So maybe that's my problem. Because Amber, her mother Tammy, Courtney, Samantha, Jade, and those sweet, uninnocent, guilty by association grandkids are just a cog in the machine I've been trying to fight my entire life. Is that I'm gonna completely and continually devolve into madness and let it fuel me because people can't cut ties the civil way. Amber, amongst every other people, just keep burning bridges rather than talking to me and ending things like an adult. When's the last time you heard of someone and their partner sit down and break things off mutually? No. There were problems, but here's the thing. The problems were me, and those problems she couldn't handle. I've said it before. All relationships go through hell. The real ones get through it. I've gone through things she couldn't survive in her life. She's too goody two-shoes, which makes sense why she couldn't break it off with me correctly. Which is why she hasn't driven up here and talked to me about it. Which is why telling people close to me to fuck off is the only insult in her vocabulary. So Amber, Rusty, Tammy, Jade, Samantha, Travis, Ash, Courtney, Jacob, poor little Navy Jane, Guy and May, poor whatever the other one of Jade's kids is. My success is now going to be in spite of you. I am going to be an asshole. I'm going to be chaos because you guys can't be civil. I'm going to be uncivil because you burned that bridge.